What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Loot Chess on Tasty Loot Gaming, the show where we talk about a random topic in gaming. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And I'm Chris.
And a quick reminder to play Abzu and Tales from the Borderlands, both offer free on PlayStation Plus this month. Make sure to play those. Come back at the end of the month for Plus Club. We are also going to play them. Hear what we have to say about them. Tell us what you think of them. And Game of the Month also is Dungeons Defenders 2, free to play on PC, not free to play on everything else. Play that. We're also going to play it at some point. With that, did we say names?
Yeah.
We did? Okay. I'm going too fast. Topic for Loot Chest today is going to be in the future, not too distant future, when the robots have taken over, if we get consoles, which I think we might, new consoles after like the Scorpio or whatever, what are some features we like to see? This is actually kind of a play off of Taste Tuesday. We talked about the Scorpio having a little screen on it, stuff like that. Got me thinking about things I liked in the past on like the Dreamcast or the VMUs. And aside from, raw power that's obviously going to come with the consoles as they become newer, what are some things you'd like to see on them?
So my first pick is something I'm surprised they don't do already and drives me crazy. And so it's not really like so much a new idea or anything like that, but I want more than 2 USB ports.
That's my first one.
I'm so sick of having to decide what's plugged in and what's not. I have my Astro Mix amp that takes a spot. I have the PlayStation VR, which takes a spot. I have the external hard drive, which I can't take out now because all my games are on it. So I'm down to 1 USB port, and I can't use that to charge my controllers anymore. So actually, I bought a separate charging station, which actually I absolutely love. But I bought it because I needed it, not because I necessarily wanted it. More USB ports, because splitters just don't do it, because they're still taking the same amount of power from the 2 ports and putting it into more. So you start plugging too much shit in, they're not going to work. So that's my big one. Yeah,
same. That's funny because that's literally the one on the top of my list. It is really annoying that there's only 2. I mentioned on Taste Tuesday, but I bought that external hard drive, and I only have the 2 USBs. So I'm like, okay, well, I use the fucking, sorry for the audio, but I use the Yeti already for my mic, and then I have the other cord, to plug my controller into, and I guess I can plug that into the wall, but yeah, it just sucks. I looked in the back to see if there's an actual one back there. There's not. There's one on the Xbox, but I mean, it still only has 3 USBs.
The Pro has it, and it's designed. That's supposed to be for the PSVR, but still.
Yeah. When you use PSVR, you have to plug that fucker in. Yeah. I have wireless surround sound headphones. You got to plug that in to USB, and you can buy the things that have multiple USB ports. But first off, I hate the idea of having to buy that thing, make my fucking console look stupid. And second, I feel like you might be losing some of the transfer rate.
I just said that you're taking 2 ports worth of, because it can only push so much power, and it has to divide it over multiple things. So the same problem you're going to have with a computer if you don't have the right power output is things are going to stop working. So I don't know, silly that they didn't think about that. So.
Well, what's your opinion?
I agree. They should have more ports. Nintendo has always done really well with having like multiple. Just in terms of controllers, they always have 4.
Yeah.
Even though their controllers haven't always been wireless, even on the Wii, it had 4 ports on the top you could put in GameCube controllers in. And I think that 4 is a good number to have on any console for port access. It's just annoying. I don't even have all that shit you guys are talking about. I'm annoyed.
Yeah. Well, and we live in a more and more increasingly USB world where everything's plugged into USB, which is awesome because we have one universal thing we're plugging things into mostly. And it just sucks that even with that being so common, like that's common knowledge, that they're still like, 2 will work for you. They can't be that more expensive. I know the design is important, they have to make everything fit and work perfectly, but it can't be that much harder to put at least 2 more. And that brings me to my next question. But that is, what do you think a good number of USBs would be on a console? What would you be happy with?
Well, I think, like he said, 4. I think 4 is a good number as well. Because if I had 4, that's the hard drive, the VR, my headset, and controller charging right there. And that's for just me playing the games on it. I can switch controllers. I have 2. For that reason. When it starts dying, I start charging it and I start using the other one. And then I'm gonna assume here a little bit, but like in your case, you don't have all the extra stuff, but like if you wanted to have multiple people over, then you wouldn't have to worry about charging controllers then, because they could both be plugged in, or all 4 could be plugged in. So I think 4 is a good number.
Yeah, 4 would be the perfect number. That's where I would be minimally happy. But I would like to see maybe like 2 in the front and like a block of 4 in the back, kind of like on the back of a PC. Wouldn't take up much space. It'd just be a small cubed area. Or 4 in the front, like where controllers would go, even though they're all wireless, it doesn't matter. And then maybe 2 in the back. I think 6 would be a good number. 4 is where I'd want it to be, though. I think 2 is so unacceptable, it's stupid, just because of the amount of shit I got to plug in. I mean, like I said, I literally sometimes use my fucking Android charger, plug my fucking controller into the wall, and just play.
I blew a controller doing that.
I haven't yet, but I'm assuming at some point the thing's just gonna fucking die. But I'm that desperate. I'm gonna break my shit trying to fucking.
Well, and that's why I got
get
that
USBs.
That charger thing, because it literally is designed for controllers. So
when I have a little multiple USB thing, I wonder if that would work on the PS4.
It would, but you're drawing one USB's power to multiple things.
To 4 of them, yeah.
So I want a console made entirely of USB ports.
Fucking make it happen. Be a lot of power.
So random question. Just off the top of your head, you don't have to be exact, but how many USB ports are on your computer?
I think 12. 10 or 12.
I think I have like 16.
And yeah, see, mine's going to be somewhere also in the realm of like probably 10 to 16.
That's not even enough for me though on my PC, just because the amount of shit I got plugged in.
But they're turning, so that my point is this new or the current generation of consoles are more akin to PCs than they ever have been. So it blows my mind that wasn't a thought process, because look how many people or how many you have on a PC for all the random shit you use on that, and then you have consoles where like you said, me and you have surround sound headphones. That's a USB port. The hard drive, the convenience aspect. We could technically take it apart, put a new hard drive in, but like.
Well, there's a business model behind this. What's really fueling the 2 ports thing is that the 2 ports are there just to charge your controller. That's what they're intended for. Nothing else, technically speaking, because you buy their headsets that plug into the bottom of your controllers.
Sure.
That's what they want. It's all about making money for them. So they limited the amount of ports they have on it just to get you to buy all their branded peripherals.
Well, Sony does have the wireless surround sound headphones as well. They use the USB, but then companies like Insignia or wherever the hell have those like $10 multi-tap ones. So, Well, yeah, a lot of it definitely is all part of a business plan for sure. I don't know if I get too conspiratorial about it, but it definitely, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
There's certain things they're not going to add to it because it saves them money to release the console. You can actually buy it because you can afford it, and then they can still make up that money later if you want it.
Yep.
I just wish it was a little more better thought out and a little more modular and not such a janky way. I don't know. Yeah, with that, one thing I just thought of when you were talking is I think it'd be really cool if the next consoles that come out had a plate not visible in the top of the console that you could wirelessly charge your controllers.
Oh, like the Samsung phones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like when you put into sleep mode or whatever, you put your controllers on top of your console. Maybe there's a thing that's well designed, looks aesthetically pleasing, that lets you know where to put the controllers wherever, or put them anywhere on top of there. And then they just charge overnight. You don't have to plug shit in. It'd be so passive. I already put my controller down somewhere anyway. And I'm an organized freak anyway, so I'm like, I gotta keep everything close together. That'd be perfect for me. But yeah, I thought of that because we were talking about the USB thing. You gotta plug them in and shit, and it'd be cool if you didn't have to.
Actually, I think it's a great idea, and
It is a great idea.
it leads to them being able to sell charging plates as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just, I think that's a win-win, to be honest. So I don't really have a lot more to say about that. That's pretty much it.
It's just so good. There's nothing to talk about. Just do it.
Chris?
I only have one that's kind of gimmicky. That's all I can think of. I would really like to see, because, I mean, back in the day, playing games, even currently trying to play games, loading, like, your profile up and stuff like that, you gotta go through all the process of typing this shit out and the controller and shit. I would like to see, and it's kind of a security risk thinking about it, but a thumbprint scanner or a fingerprint scanner, so you can just, like, touch the console or the controller, and it would load up your profile, load up your save data, whatever you're, if you're playing like Final Fantasy, you have like multiple save or a save data that's linked to your fingerprint. You just tap it, and it would load everything up for you. It's kind of like a lazy man's link.
I'm gonna piggyback off that because I got the juices flowing now. Because your phone already has it. All phones have it now.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's too big of a deal on the security front because it is a security risk, but everybody already has it. So we're already in it. Fucking let's do it. I think it'd be kind of cool if the thumb pads or thumbsticks on a controller had sensors in them that could read your thumbs. And like they don't have to do it constantly, but like maybe if you're playing like a fighting game, you have saved data. When you pick up the controller and you're actively playing, it just knows who you are already.
Yeah.
And I know like the cameras can already kind of recognize you or whatever, but not everybody has the camera, but everybody has a controller. So if the controller's had that, maybe it brings up your stuff like instantaneously. Has your stats or whatever. You play an FPS as soon as you pick up the controller, or you play split screen.
Your loadouts pop up.
Your profile gets signed into without even having to fucking hit the home button.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking at first, like, where would you put the thumb scanner? And I was thinking, like, maybe on the touchpad, but I think it'd be cooler if it was in the thumbsticks, because then you're just already picking it up and it already knows who the fuck you are.
Yeah. I mean, you can put up the triggers, too.
Yeah.
It'd also work for VR games, too, because I know, like, with the Oculus touch controllers, they have the thing where if you lift your thumbs and stuff like that, the game knows that your thumbs aren't on there. So I think it could be multi-purpose in that.
Yeah, wouldn't have to just be a thumb scanner, but just a scanner in general.
No, that's an interesting idea, actually.
And then for like purchases, maybe like place 2 thumbs down or fucking something weird.
Too risky.
That's how when I buy things on iTunes.
Someone gonna cut your thumb off and fucking buy things.
Oh, knowing me, I just buy things accidentally. Like, what's going on? Oh shit!
Every time I
buy Outlast fucking 4 times again.
Every time I buy something on iTunes, it doesn't ask me for my password anymore. It just tells me put your thumb down, and that's it. So.
I'm not saying shit about how easy it is for me to buy things. So I don't need people on the internet knowing that. I'm not trying to be a target. He's made it easy, guys.
Yeah.
We only have to chop his fucking hand off. That's funny. That's aside from my brilliant wireless charging idea. That's actually something at first when you're saying I'm like, but then like as you like talked about, I was like, actually could be kind of cool. Because you said it was gimmicky, and at first I'm like, yeah, that's kind of gimmicky. But like, no, that's actually something I think would be really cool tech put into a console. I think that's more exciting than fucking this.
I go to my friends' houses and play on their consoles and stuff every now and then, and I just have to like my fucking login is huge. Like my email and my login password, fucking huge, and I get real tired of just like click, 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 tink. Tired of it.
Well, it'd be kind of cool too, like so you don't accidentally sign in by touching the controller. That like both your thumbs have to be on or something like that, and then it like takes a second.
Like you have to press L3 and R3 at the same time to activate it.
Or just put both your thumbs on there and hold it, and like maybe this is futuristic as fuck because I love RGB lighting, but have like little lighting in it too that like go.
The lighting could be specific to you too. You could customize what the lighting would be.
Let's make a console.
Making a really expensive controller right now.
RGB lighting's getting cheap, dude.
Fucking the controller's the same price as a goddamn game at this point. It's already expensive.
Sure, because of the extra shit that's in it now.
Might as well just go off the deep end with it.
That's that premium console. Better than Dolphins on a screen. Not much better, because that's amazing. But it's pretty cool. Anybody else got another one? I got others.
Yeah, I have one more, unless something sparks as we start talking. But so this one's kind of inspired by tech that's already out as well. But like starting back with like the VMUs, the Wii U, and now the Switch. I want to see screens on controllers more that they don't have to be like the Wii U where it's like a critical part of the game, but it would be nice for things like stats or I mean, like a good example is like in Sonic Adventure, your Chow was there, type of thing. Just little shit like that. I kind of want that to come back and then like make it actually like a non-gimmicky part of the experience, because it was such a neat idea, and like no one decided to continue embracing it. The Wii U like tried, but no one made games for it. I also think
And
it
they
was a
also
little
tried
too,
to sell the gimmick too hard.
yeah,
It wasn't natural.
It was too distracting versus like what it could be.
Like Zombie U, you like have to look down while you're actively playing. I'm like, I get what you're doing, but this isn't immersive. It's just annoying.
Yeah, and it works better obviously in a handheld field in that regard, because everything's in your view still. In this regard, it's more of like, you know, your map could be down there type of thing or whatever. I just want to see like that actually handled well. And unfortunately, you know, the two big companies, you know, Sony and Microsoft, have completely just not even tried doing it. And so I'd like to see them kind of take a plunge into doing something like that, just because Sega and Nintendo have tried it, and it had like, there's so many like neat ideas and possibilities there, but I hate to word it this way, but they're not the right companies to realize it. So
this is something I don't think we need, but something I want, just because when it's naturally done, I like it. I like the idea of the way games are built now. You don't need HUDs, so you don't necessarily need like the health down there or whatever, but I like the idea of inventory or your map or whatever. But with it's crazy that I can think of stuff like this, and it's completely doable because we have screens that can bend now. I mean, Samsung phones do it. There's screens out there that you can bend like a fucking blanket almost.
There's screens that they can roll up now. They have them in Japan.
Exactly. So with that, it'd be kind of cool if like even the touchpad on the PS4 controller was a screen.
yeah,
Because you already used it as a touchpad anyway. Imagine looking down at it and being able to like a phone, you know, zoom in, zoom out on something, look down and see stuff. It's already there. Just make it into a screen that's even pushable. Would be kind of neat to see. And then, you know, have a way to turn that off or on or dim it or whatever if people aren't into it. It'd be a little more expensive, but, you know, as the years keep going forward, it's only going to get cheaper.
yeah.
And that's something I would absolutely be into, just because I love the idea of the Wii U. I loved the VMU. I'm just a fan of screens. So
Well, now here's another thing you can do with that too. Like currently, when you're playing your PS4 and someone sends you a party invite, you hit the button, it loads into another screen, blah blah blah. It could literally just pop up on your screen. It's like blah blah, you know, it's inviting you to a party, and you can just hit a button right there on that screen and not leave your game. And just be thrown into a party with them, you know, because it's being handled right there.
that'd be cool.
I mean, just like even system stuff being handled from a screen, I think would be nice. I mean,
You
even
send
if
some
like
video to all the companies.
you want to switch games, for
Some great
example,
ideas.
you could scroll through your library on your controller real quick and hit another game, and it'll just
That'd be cool, yeah.
It can even function as a digital keyboard too for like Warframe. I never typed
yeah.
in Warframe, but you could do it with that if you had like just. It would require probably a little larger screen than a PS4 controller has now. But I mean, I would say like a screen that big wouldn't be too hard to work around a controller with. I mean, I've played on a Wii U controller and it's actually really comfortable.
Yeah.
It's well designed, so I don't think it's too hard to make a screen. Maybe like even like a phone size.
I mean, you could type on an area about that big though.
You could.
Like,
you could.
so it wouldn't even have to be that
But
big.
for like video, like one of the ideas I had was like if you're playing like I don't know what the game has, which shooter has it, but like you control the RC cars, your character pulls up a little screen. Instead of having your character do that, the screen could still show your person's view, and you just have to look down at the controller screen to control the car, like they would have to do. That way, if you feel like there's someone sneaking up on you, you can look up at your screen at your character and look around whatever his point of view is, and then look right down to your screen if there's no one there.
Yeah. One of you mentioned Warframe. You did. One thing too is like, and I know you don't like the swiping, doing the moves thing, but I do. I prefer it. But I think it'd be kind of cool if even like when you look down, you can maybe quickly see like the moves you have and what they do.
oh yeah,
Or like on there just has like like not a shortcut, but it tells you like you know, up, down, whatever. It has pictures, macros, stuff like that. Programmable macros. Just having that visualization would be really neat. And yeah, the keyboard idea I think is really smart too, because then you don't have to. I mean, having a keyboard just right there would be fucking dope. And if it's a screen, it'd be easy to do.
Well, if a developer doesn't want to use it, they can literally just put a screensaver on there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that easy.
I mean, if Warframe didn't want to use it, you could just show your Tenno on the screen.
I mean,
as if they're
it could just be an idle
Well, like I
screen.
said earlier
Yeah.
too, you could maybe have a setting where you just have it fucking black. You don't want to use it because you know some people might complain that it's too bright or whatever. Turn the dimness down, whatever. But But overall, like I think if done correctly and not like super gimmicky, that would be a really cool feature. In fact, like I just said a couple seconds or minutes ago, if all these features on a console right fucking now, I'd be buying it instantly. I don't care if it'd be like $600-700, because that sounds fucking awesome. Yeah. Any other thoughts on that one?
No.
We're designing the console of the future. One thing that's pretty simple that I feel like Xbox is already gonna have and might already have it with like Cortana, but I'm thinking more on the lines of like Amazon Echo. I think consoles will have some kind of voice recognition AI where you can talk to it. Everything's going towards smart homes right now anyway, and I know some people are uneasy about it. Hopefully there'd be a way to opt out of it or turn it off or whatever. But for people who want it, it'd be kind of cool if like when I like a lot of times when I get home and I go onto PSN and I buy a game or whatever that just came out digitally, it'd be kind of cool if I just like walked in on like fucking PlayStation and it fucking already pops up and be like, purchase or how much is blah blah blah, and it fucking says it like purchase and like would you like to confirm or whatever.
It kind of already does that.
Does it?
You can talk to the PlayStation.
No, I know you can talk
Yeah,
to
but
the
not
PlayStation,
in the
but
details talking about.
Not in details of that, but you can
not
be
in
like
an Alexa way.
PlayStation, open
Yeah, well
PlayStation Plus.
that's
or
all
something
basic
like
stuff though.
Yeah, it
I'm
has
saying
voice
like
commands.
I'm saying like Siri, Cortana, Alexa stuff.
Okay.
Turn my lights on. Fucking what's the weather like? Plan a memo. Fucking start an event for Tuesday. We're gonna do a raid. Like stuff like that. More complicated.
Yeah,
like I
so
said, it's already gonna happen.
That
Instead
would
of-
make streaming easier.
Well, and instead of having
stream this on Twitch.
Google Home or Alexa, you could just have your console and still have it access those features. So you could come, hey PlayStation, turn the lights on, type of thing. So
Just because everything's already going that direction anyway. So aside from having to go buy like the Echo or the Dot or whatever the fuck, and if you want those, you can have those. But if you already have the PlayStation, it'd be a good. They already put a CD player in the fucking thing originally, a DVD player, a Blu-ray player. This is something that they're probably going to add already because Xbox is. I think it already has Cortana, or it's going to have Cortana, and Cortana is really neat on my laptop. So I think that's something that consoles are going to have eventually. I just would like to see more things. You already like you said, like I said, you can already say PlayStation and you can do basic stuff. But if just expand that, make the AI more diverse in what it can do.
Yeah.
And like I said, let me purchase shit without touching the console. I mean that's lazy, but it'd be nice like to just be able to do that. So without having to turn my controller on shit. But yeah, like I said, I think that's gonna happen regardless. So.
yeah, I don't think that's too far fetched at all.
Yeah. And I want it in the console, not the controller, because I don't want to have to walk over and turn the controller on to talk to it. I want to just be active, just like I said before, like the Echo or whatever. I want to walk in, and be like PlayStation turns on.
Yeah.
So
I say everything's in standby mode, anyways. I mean, even
Yeah.
my fucking TV, it like literally, there's no way to turn it off without unplugging it.
Yeah.
or like it can go like, oh, your subscription to PlayStation Plus is fucking gonna expire soon. Would you like to re-up?
Yeah.
Be like, fuck no. Shut up.
Don't tell me what to do.
Don't ask me for money.
Worst computer wife ever.
Stay quiet and watch me play video games.
Lord.
Stream my abuse to you.
I did think of another little gimmicky thing, and it's just I don't know. I think it'd be nice to have wireless headsets. You know, like the old like Xbox 360 ones, but ones that are like part of the controller in the sense of like a 3DS stylus, where it clicks into the controller, which the controller also acts as a charging port.
That's something
for
that'd be on a Nintendo console for sure.
You pop it out and you just can put it on. That way it's easy to keep track of where it is. It's always with your controller. You don't have to plug it into a separate port. You just put it back into the controller to charge it.
So it'd be like a little Bluetooth like earpiece.
Yeah, a little tiny little earpiece.
It would have to fit into the controller in a way that wouldn't be gross, though.
Sure,
to me,
sure.
Like, and I mean gross, like not weird, feel weird, or
It would have to
like
be in
shit.
like the back center of the controller.
But yeah, if it was small enough or whatever, and it clipped in, that'd be kind of cool to have that. As long as the quality wasn't shit either.
Sure.
Well, I mean, it really is. Your expectations can't be any higher than the little like $10 wired ones they give you already. The one that comes with the PlayStation is just it's a cord. So
Yeah, that thing's fucking garbage. But at least it comes with it.
Yeah.
I mean, at least you can talk to somebody. You're not just fucking alone on the empty island of fucking online gameplay. I was just thinking this is completely stupid. And this is so gimmicky that I wish it was a thing. And it's exactly what you want. The controller already shaped like a phone, so grab it and put
Oh my lord.
the handle in your ear and fucking talk in it.
No.
And be like, hello?
No. I don't need to be taking goddamn phone calls.
Making
with little
phone
gamers.
calls.
I did think that since they already have speakers in them, it would make sense to just put a microphone in the controller. But the obviously the big problem there is you would just hear people.
Oh yeah,
while
no,
they're playing,
that would
so.
really suck. Even though the Wii U had a mic in it,
It did.
which worked pretty well.
I
Yeah.
believe the PlayStation controller has a mic in it.
Mm-mm. Speaker.
Just a speaker?
Just speaker.
Well, most speakers can use the mics anyway, but it's probably not using it like that, or it might be, and the fucking government's listening. Always. Me fucking talking shit to games all day. No one's gonna want to listen to that, or they might. I get a couple people on my streams.
It's just that idea reminds me of back in the day of dial-up. Just playing a game and someone calls you and you gotta fucking stop everything because the internet's being destroyed.
Yeah, no, I would never want that, but I think it'd be really funny if it's like someone's calling, you're just like, "Oh, what's up?" Yeah, I'm just playing a video game.
No,
dude.
you know who would call me? My mom. Every 5 minutes, just mom across the screen. No, go away. Mom, God, shit. That's all
yeah,
it'd be.
Let's not do that
If
one.
there's the mic in the fucking, yeah, I'm not serious about that one at all. But I am so serious about that. It's gonna be fucking amazing. It'd be cool if there's the mic in the controller in general, though. As long as I can make it so it had soundproofing or something like that. But I don't know how the fuck they do that because people mash on controllers. Yeah. Rob, they ruin them. Rob.
Calling people out. Shit.
No, that's who Rob is. I do.
He's been on the show.
Yeah, I've had people go, "I like Rob." I'm like, don't. No, we love you, Rob. Okay, I got two more that kind of coincide with each other, so I'm just gonna throw them together. Customization and modularity. Now, these things kind of givens when it comes to like PCs, and consoles are pretty much PCs nowadays. Really simplified PCs. So what I'd like to see is when it comes to modularity, we're already talking about consoles not existing anymore. We've been talking about that forever. People keep saying they're not going to happen. They're not going to keep making them. And then we got the Scorpio coming out, which is the first time ever that like well, not the first time ever, but like the first time in recent times that we're getting like a console on top of a console. And then we got the PS4, which is a console on top of a console. So yeah, in the next ones, kind of skip that step and make like a, not everybody wants to get in a PC and start fucking doing all the stuff. It's pretty simple, but not everybody wants to do that. So it'd be kind of cool is like in the back of say like what would be like a squared Xbox One, there's like almost like putting in cartridges, a box that has the video card, a box that has the RAM and all that shit. And as new things come out, maybe be able to swap those out, upgrade it like a PC, but in a simple way. It's not something I necessarily want a whole lot, but I feel like it would kind of answer their idea of having to make brand new consoles constantly and be able to upgrade it just like a PC, but for people who don't want to fuck around with that shit. The other one, when it comes to customization, I think it'd be kind of cool if you could, like a PC, add things to it, like RGB lighting, stuff like that. Maybe have parts of the console that already are attached and make the whole console look normal, but maybe you can pop off certain parts and then plug in parts in there that can add lighting or effects or something like that. I don't think that would do well if I'm being fair about it, but if it was done correctly, I think it'd be cool.
Returning back to 90s car customization again.
Hell yeah.
I would say the I think the thought process is interesting just because it's obviously something that I'm into, but I think the demographic for consoles, I don't think it would work at all.
I worry that, I mean, I like the idea of like being able to interchange out parts and like upgrading your console as you see fit, but then I worry that they would only be able to, like the people making the games, to be making games only that have like the highest, what's the word I'm looking for?
System specs?
Yeah, system specs. You have to have the highest system specs to play their games.
Well, what I would do with that is I would have, because we're making it simple for people who aren't tech savvy, on a PC game, if I have lower end stuff in my computer, I can turn the graphics down or I can turn them up based off whatever. Have something in there integrated that can tell what's plugged in, and based off what's plugged in, adjust the graphics to that. Have a low end part that is where the PS4 should look, regardless, and only let it go up from there. So games on low end aren't going to like be pixelated and shitty looking. They're just going to look like what they should look like. You have the higher end stuff, if the games allow for that, have it instantly adjust based off of what's already in there.
So when you play PC games, and they finally get past your hardware, and you upgrade your computer, I mean that's normal, right?
Sure.
I mean it's not any different. And we're already in a time where there's 2 PlayStations that run their games differently, and there's going to be 2 Xboxes that run their games differently. They're still the same game. They still run just fine on each because it's taken into consideration. The workaround of this is very easily. I would hope it'd be at least like, let's say every 2 years they could offer you have this option to do this, and after 4 to 6 years or whatever, that's a console lifetime or whatever. Instead of going out and buying a new console, you're just buying the parts instead anyways. So, I mean, really, you're spending the money regardless. You're just not having to buy a new box.
Yeah. Well, and eventually it's all going to be streamed anyway, or it's going to be playing off your fucking phone.
Wow.
Your phone's going to be so powerful it'll be able to do it.
And that's exactly the problem. The biggest problem with this idea is the streaming is absolutely... it is in the developer's best interest to not let you own the game.
Yeah.
So, and it sucks for old school gamers specifically, just because we like it's me, like I like being able to own that game or have a license for it, but it's just not the way it's going to be, because it's better for them and it's more convenient for the consumer, and it's just
well, and regardless of that, because like the topic, we could talk about the future of gaming or whatever, but future consoles, if the consoles did exist, I think. Not necessarily this exactly, but something similar to this would be smart if they were to continue releasing, not have to release brand new consoles every like 3 years, because technology is fucking advancing faster than it ever has, and it's only gonna get faster. Don't get me started on the fucking singularity. That's my favorite fucking topics out there, but yeah, it's only gonna get faster. So I know it's going digital. It will, of course. That's the only way it can go. But yeah. If they're going to do that, I would like to see. We already have faux fucking PCs right now anyway. So just keep it. They're already simple PCs. Keep it simple upgrades. It doesn't even have to be like video card and RAM. Fucking just have a block that has all that major shit in it. Everything that you need to fucking play the next game. And it'll be, easier and cheaper and all that shit. Everything that's smaller.
Wait, you don't have to redesign the console, and then you also don't have to redesign the
the consoles
the
are
operating
blocks
system
now anyway, so that like the visual appeal, it doesn't matter anymore either, because the PS4 and the Xbox are both just squares.
For the most part.
The PS4 is a square that fell backwards, but
is that a trapezoid?
Whatever. It's a thing. It's a shape. But the customization thing, I think would be kind of neat too, just because people in the PC realm of PCs fucking they like their PCs looking like fucking Transformers and shit.
God, do they
I'm a huge fan of RGB lighting. Not to the no, I'm pretty into it. But like a lot of people, like crazy looking cases, all that shit, there was already for the 360 faceplates. They got rid of them. I knew people liked them. I didn't care about them. Make, faceplates that can allow fucking thin screens or RGB lights, where the fuck you're into. Like, let's do faceplates again, only in a crazier, more advanced way. I mean, this is weird and this is very commercial of me, but have like a fucking Amazon what are those things they have? The buttons you can reorder shit?
I can't remember what they're called right now.
You have shit like that with buttons on it that do things. I mean, I don't fucking know. I'm thinking the future here.
Something that would be interesting in the customization aspect, and Microsoft already does it with their
cup holder
controller workshop, is make it to where the console sits inside of a shell, and you can order custom appearance shells as well as the custom controller design
Yeah.
stuff.
Like cases and shit.
That's a lot simpler, I think, and would offer, some personality to your console without like having to put stickers and shit on it.
Do you know how many times I've contemplated buying stickers for my PlayStation?
Well, that's my point, though.
I want to put stickers all over my laptop.
If you could just customize a case officially through them, I mean, I guarantee there's people out there who do it already. You see modded systems all the time. So.
Oh yeah.
Well, that can even coincide with my whole modular system too. Is those innards can fit into different cases or something too.
Yeah.
So you look at the what would you call it, a freakazoid, the shape.
The trapezoid?
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, you can just get other cool shapes. Get a circle, sphere. Just...
I think we're getting a lot out there now.
That's out there.
I just
We
think
talking about
I
some
just
out there
think
shit.
I think
Dodecahedron.
Fucking
just gonna make a big 20-cent die.
That's what a dodecahedron is.
coffee pot, refrigerator, stove on top of the PS4. You could be cooking fucking your last fucking can of beans because you're living out on the streets because you bought this monstrosity. Sewing machine,
What a Red Bull button.
Red Bull button. Have it connected to a hose.
Mini recording studio.
That'd be cool.
Just lights pop out. Camera.
Turntable on the top. So while you're playing your Call of Duty, you be like, fuck you, I fucked your mom. Wicka, 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 wicka. Because you're already a douchebag, so you're doing that shit anyway.
Oh my god, where are we going with this?
Coat hanger, hat holder, Febreze sprayer.
It might as well just be a house.
People need that.
It's just a house. You just go inside of it.
Yeah. No, PlayStation 10 will be a house that you live in. It's the future of consoles. Yeah, with that, is there any last crazy ideas that are going to reinvent consoles for everyone?
I mean, not really.
With that, though, I think I was going to do it for this episode of the, what is it, Loot Chest. The Loot Chest. Let us know in the comments, is there any things that you thought we thought of that were cool? Is there anything you thought of that we might think are cool? Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like, subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to check out our other episodes. Check us out on Tumblr and Twitter. Tasty Loot Gaming. Check me out on the channel. Watch my streams. They're uploaded if you miss them. Check them out on Twitch. Tasty_fruit. And yeah, as always, my name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And I'm Chris.
Until next week for Tuesday, have a good weekend, guys, and take it easy.
Centrifusers!